Hi there, my name is Toby, and on this channel I talk a lot about isometric training, but it's a different type of isometrics. Sometimes I call this structural isometrics or dynamic tendon isometrics. I'm using isometric tension in the joints, the ligaments, the tendons, and I'm using this tension to hold a good body structure. And it's the same thing with breathing. I'm using isometric tension whilst breathing. This is connecting your breath to your structure. I'm breathing essentially into the spine. Well, how do I do that? Well, I've got to create isometric tension in my body, my torso. It's a tension between the waistline and the chest, the rib cage. So here you can see I'm stretching into a neutral spine. The pelvis is slightly tilted back. I'm pulling in the belly, pulling in the obliques, lifting up the rib cage, lifting up the shoulders, and leaning a little bit back with the upper body. Now, this is a dynamic tension between the waist and the chest. See, when I'm breathing into the rib cage, expanding the rib cage, but resisting against that with the belly. See, again, the belly is relaxed. I'm relaxed, hanging down. This is just a normal standing position. Now I'm creating a dynamic standing position. So first of all, I lean a little bit back. So I'm trying to get a backwards arch in my spine. I'm trying to find a neutral spine. I've got to lift up the sternum tilts slightly up. Then I pull in the belly, navel towards the spine, and I pull in the obliques at the sides. So you can see my waistline shrinks down. The waist is active. And then at the same time now I lift up the rib cage, expand the shoulders, the rib cage, lift them up and back, and I'm holding my body a bit like a bodybuilder. This is a bit like a bodybuilder flexing, but I'm flexing into a neutral spine and trying to breathe into a neutral spine. And you can twist a little bit left and right here, and this goes back to my spinal twist exercise number 2. You can check it out, and you can also check out structural breathing, one of my other basic exercises. I'll leave the link below. But here I'm talking about it in terms of isometrics. I'm creating an isometric tension between the waist and the chest and breathing into that. That means I'm adjusting the pressure in my chest and belly as I breathe. And because I'm changing the pressure, it's moving the bones. I'm trying to feel a stretch in my spine. And then that stretch in my spine goes into my body as I'm breathing. And this is another nice relaxed position. Just stand with crossed arms, and I'm resting those crossed arms nicely on my sternum. I've got to tilt the sternum up, open the rib cage, lift up the shoulders, pull them back, and rest the arms gently on the rib cage. So I'm holding this dynamic tension, this isometric tension with my belly, with my ribs, and I'm resting my arms on it. You can see I'm leaning back a bit further because I've got to balance out my centre of gravity. The arms are in front, so I've got to lean a little bit back. And you can see my back muscles are slightly active. There's an activity in my back and an activity in my front. I'm creating this tension. It's between the hips, the belly, the shoulders, and the rib cage. The whole thing is working together, tension against each other. Now I'm talking because I'm doing a one-to-one session with someone, and I should also apologise for my belly. I've had several operations on my belly, so there's a few cuts and it's a bit wobbly. I'll leave a link below to my story about these operations if you're interested. But here I'm breathing into this isometric tension, and when I do this, the breath goes into the structure. Here's another nice relaxed position. Hold the arms behind, but you've got to hold this nice isometric tension in the spine as you relax and drop the arms behind, and it's very, very comfortable, very easy. This is about efficiency. This is how you stand up with efficiency. Now I'm rising up on the ball of the feet, squeezing the glutes, pushing the hips forward, but pulling the belly in, lifting the rib cage, shoulders up, and they go back, and a nice tall neck to stretch out. And then from here I can just twist a little bit or wobble a little bit left and right, standing around. It's very, very comfortable, very easy, and we're getting a nice stretch through the spine. And I want to breathe into this position as well. This is the isometric breathing. So I want to breathe into the back of the ribs. This is the deepest part of the lungs, deep down towards the back of the ribs. So I'm trying to expand my ribs left and right as I'm breathing. And this is also called bucket handle breathing. This is known about. And there's also pump handle breathing. So bucket handle breathing is expanding the ribs left and right. Pump handle breathing is expanding the ribs forward and back. But I'm doing both. I'm expanding the rib cage left and right and forward and back, but I'm resisting that by pulling in the belly against it. So the tension increases as I inhale. and I'm still holding that tension as I exhale. So you can see me here, flexing a bit like a bodybuilder. Here's relaxed, hanging down. I lift up, stretch open the rib cage, lift up the shoulders, pull them up and back, find a neutral spine, and now here I'm trying to expand the ribs left and right as I inhale and exhale. So I'm inhaling deep down to the back of the ribs, and you'll feel this stretch open your spine. So you've got to create this dynamic tension, this isometrics through the spine, and then breathe into it. And it's a nice, easy, relaxed position. Now, you can also use the pelvic floor, hold a slight tension in the pelvic floor. So when you breathe in, you pull up the pelvic floor, pull in the belly, expand the ribs, and this increases the pressure in your chest, in your rib cage. So you've got to be careful. But this means the bones will move. You'll feel the spine moving with the breath. So this is very potent. This is connecting your breathing to your body structure. And this is the secret of breathing Qi energy. But this is not well known. This is different to the way most people do it. So think carefully about this. Try this very slowly and carefully. I've done this for a very, very long time, and this is the way that I've found is most efficient in breathing. Okay, I hope this made sense. Let me know in the comments how you got on. Thank you very much for watching.